It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Good morning, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. My name is Heath, and this is Hangout with Humanity. And notice my camera shot's a little low this morning. Wasn't that amusing? Let's see if I can get in here and dip it up a tiny bit. Hope everyone's doing well. We have an exciting show for you today. A little bit of a teaser. We'll watch some paint dry. Okay, maybe have a little bit more exciting than just watching paint dry, but we'll talk about that in 1 second. Let's check in and see who's joining us today. We've got Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider. Anthony, I believe, is going to be live later today at 3:30, so definitely go check that out. We have Bernard C. in the house. Damian Lawfer is here as well. David Atkins joining us. Bernard C. Did I say Bernard C? I think I did already. Digger Evans Model Railways here. H&H Express Model N Scale. We've got Hillbilly Railroad. Scott is here. Lynn McCurdy's in the house. Norman Rowe. Mike the Rail Artist. We got Rayron VR. Roy Elpham joining us as well. John from Schuylkill River Valley. And Steve 87th PSAP. But you know who I don't see on the list is Steve Childers. Maybe Steve will join us in a little bit. Actually, see, I kind of triggered this a little early because I was gonna say that, and then I was gonna pop them up on the screen, and then I realized that I still have the Model Railroads live stream schedule going. So now I ruined the Model Railroad live stream schedule just to introduce Steve. So if that gives you any indication of how today's stream is gonna go, just be forewarned. That's
I don't know if my nickname should be Mute or Chopped Liver.
hey, as long as people call you, who really cares, right? I mean, isn't that the
True.
isn't that the way it goes? Well, so once again in the studio, talking about the studio, and I don't know if you can hear it, but the construction workers are so loud they can't talk to each other in a normal voice. They're like in the other room yelling to each other. Plus they've got music going on really loud. So I'm trying not to rant, but that's anyway. People are saying you lost your head, Steve.
It's because I had to go down. I'm running tests on my staging yard.
Ah, gotcha. Speaking of staging yards, we got a little bit of progress going on behind me, which you might be able to see in the camera. We've got shelving, much more. Oh, and of course the light that I put up after I put the camera up is, of course, in the way of the camera because that's the way we do things around here. But I've got shelves up, and today I thought I would start putting some stuff on the shelves. I got my phone ready so we can get a little bit closer. I've started putting down a trolley track that's right now it's on the bottom shelf, but I'm thinking it might want to be up one more. Although I don't know, either one of these two, they're kind of going to be like running through my head. So I'm not really sure what level they should be on, but yeah. So I got yeah. Norman says that's a lot of shelves. It is a lot of shelves. I got a lot of crap. My part of my dream, I guess, part of the dream of this room is that the quote unquote like wall finish is gonna be model trains. So like instead of like wallpaper with flowers on it, we're gonna have model trains. So part of what today's plan is I want to get the trolley running because Digger, if I put it, Digger's saying third shelf up. If I put it on the third shelf up, then I'll have like a train just like it'll make me balder as it sort of like skims across the top of my head.
Well, it'll give you an excuse to use anyway.
Just have to keep like ducking down out of the way. But yeah, so I'm gonna turn on another light. I'm gonna get a different camera going so that I can head back there and hopefully start working on that stuff a little bit. I think it's funny. Norman says it looks like a retail store. And it's funny you're saying that because as I was pulling some of the stuff out of storage, I was like, I could probably take a picture of some of my collection and post that like I visited a train store today and this was all of the the stuff on the shelves, and it would probably be full of stuff. Although Lynn says that this is enough shelves for about a tenth of his trains. So I'm still going to add more shelving. I've got basically there's 8 foot of shelving back here, and then there's 4 foot of shelving over here. I can still add more shelving here, and up above, which let's see, can you see it in this shot? This shot. You can see over here where this camera is. That's going to be the level that the trains are going to run around, like the O scale and the G scale. So up above that, I also have room for, like other stuff.
What level is the correct scale going to go on?
Yeah. So the shelves are the lower shelves are 8 inches wide. The upper shelf is 12 inches wide. So the 12-inch shelf, I'm hoping I can get the O scale and the G scale side by side. And on the 8-inch shelf down here at the bottom, I actually just ordered some Kato HO scale Unitrack, and I'll have an HO scale train right behind the N scale train, running back and forth as well. So
you're gonna put an auto reverse on it or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing yet because most of my K&R, how many shelves will a 8 foot by 8 foot by 24 foot trailer full of O gauge need? So there's a reason I'm in N scale and not O gauge, is because I can fit all my N scale on these shelves. Sorry, what was your question, Steve? About
you got the doorway. Are you going to put an auto reverser for your HO?
Oh, yeah. So the the current plan is that the N and the HO are just going to go back and forth on this one thing. Eventually, what I might do is put like an N scale 8-inch wide switching layout and an HO scale, 8-inch wide switching layout, and kind of see, maybe do a little operations type thing with it. But for now, that's kind of what's happening there. So let's see if I move this over. I hope.
Did I see Hi walk in? If so, hi.
I believe Hi is here. Hi.
And when you walk past that blue light, it's like a disco effect in there between the gray and the blue. Did we lose you, Heath, or did we lose me? Okay, thanks, Roy. I can't hear. Okay. Heath, nobody can hear you. Everybody hears me.
Hi.
There you are. You're back.
I'm back now?
Yeah. You were gone there for a while. The picture was there, but your audio was not.
That's so weird because when I click here, let's see. So do you,
We still hear you. Keep talking though. We lost you again.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know
we lost-
why. I know why. I'll have to fix it later. Oh, can I fix it now? That's the real question. Can I fix it now? I think I can fix it now. No.
Okay, folks, hang on.
Heath is breaking things again. Nobody touch anything. Heath is gonna break something.
For what? Hey, at least it's not me.
Let's see. VAC space 9. Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
big echo.
Why am I? Oh. Okay. Let's go back here while I'm trying to fix this. Let's see. Volume. Link.
Sounds like a reverb.
Yeah, it should be better now. Mute
No.
is linked to source. It's not better now?
No, it's not.
Huh. I don't know why it wouldn't be better. Oh, because it's yeah. Okay. So isn't this fun, folks? Okay, so the sound should be okay. I know. So the sound should be okay now.
Yes.
And the sound should be okay now.
Eh.
Yeah, I know. It's the camera. It's the mic on this camera. So it's now the mic on this camera. So it's not as good. But this will allow me to be over here, and I can show you the. So what Steve was asking is what I'm going to do for the auto reverser. So I've got this, which is the ISC Motorman. And I'm going to use that for definitely the N scale because I've got DCC locomotives.
Is that the unit you got from Iowa Engineering?
Yeah, Iowa Scaled Engineering.
Yeah, okay.
My HO scale stuff is just DC. So I could get a second one of those, or instead of, you know what, we're going to change one more thing. Let's see. There we go. So instead of getting a second one of those, what I might potentially do is just get like a DC one, but then I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. If I haven't made it clear yet that I have no idea what I'm doing, but I got a bunch of train cars. That's all I know. Train cars. So let's see. So I've got,
for your display shelves, are you going to go 2 tracks deep?
for storage or for running?
Either or. Are you going to store them on track, or are you just going to throw them up there?
For now, I'm going to store them in their jewel cases. And the reason I'm going to store them in their jewel cases is because they're still doing a lot of construction and there's still a lot of dust.
Yeah.
So for now, they're just going to be in the jewel cases. Eventually, what I'm thinking is that I'm going to do them maybe at like a 30-degree angle.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so the plan for today is I've got all of these boxes of N-scale stuff. I've got G-scale stuff here, and all of these drawers are filled with N-scale stuff. Plus I have some N-scale stuff up here. And what I want to do is start taking all of this stuff and at least just sort of temporarily start kind of putting it up here on the shelves. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to empty out my storage unit, because I'm paying for my storage unit, and if I get everything out of the storage unit, I can stop paying for the storage unit. So,
yep.
Lynn says, can't wait till he starts playing with Arduinos.
That'll be fun.
Somebody is likely going to convince me to do that. His name's probably John from Schuylkill River Valley. I might consider doing an easy DCC project or something, but I don't
Look at it this way: Arduinos, the Nanos or whatever, they're a lot cheaper than decoders. So when the blue smoke comes out of them, you'll be fine.
Yeah. I know. That looks like real model railroad wiring on the wall. Yeah. So this is temporary because I've ordered more track, and once I get the rest of the track in, I'll clean up this wiring. This wiring here goes to the sensors, and the blue and white wiring is the track power. But let's see.
Steve brings up a valid point.
Steve Childers? Steve.
The other Steve's. Younger Steve.
Steve Childers?
I'm Steve Childers. Younger Steve.
I know, I called you Steve Childers before.
6 1 half dozen another. Here.
Steve 87? What is that? Oh, yeah.
So you can get the 30 degrees measured, or 60. You know, it flips over either way.
This speed square?
It's a triangle.
Speed square? What do I look like around here?
Well, you said you're going to put it on a 30 degree, and you're such a perfectionist. You need something to line that up just right to get the angle.
And I've got a speed square right there. So
okay.
So we'll be just fine. Let's tilt this up. So I have not tested this in usual Human City Junction fashion. So I don't know if this is going to work. I feel like the chances of this working are about as good as anything else is on my channel. So
I'd send you one of these, but I know you probably have plenty of them too.
Oh yeah. I have more than enough of those. If people don't know what that is, I don't know if you want to explain it to people, Steve.
This is a high-tech model railroader device called Poopy Bag Spindle. It's inside the bag. rolls of poopy bags. Right? You can use them for all different kinds of things. You can use them to make pipe loads. This. And cut them to make coupler holders. Just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I haven't started saving mine yet, but uh-oh.
Not like you don't have a unlimited supply, right?
Yeah.
When you do need them. Whoa! Runaway train.
Don't say that. So I don't know why, but it worked for a little while and then stopped. Here we go. It's moving again. Sort of. Kind of. I, of course, don't have any of my track cleaning stuff here. So I don't have any way of cleaning this track at all.
I broke down and got I was at Lowe's and ended up buying a small thing of mineral spirits, odorless mineral spirits, to join in on the bandwagon. And I used it. I was not impressed.
Oh, really? Funny you see that. So I don't have my track cleaning stuff, but I do have some odorless mineral spirits. So, which I got this because I was at the paint store getting the paint for the shelves, and I was kind of like, oh, like, I would try it. So, but you're saying you don't like it?
It didn't do a very good job. Not that CRC 2S26, that stuff works great. The only problem with it is if you got any steamers with traction tires, it'll eat away at those. And
yeah,
for a little while, it will make if you have grades, it'll make the grades a little slick. So
yeah, I know.
If you use isopropanol to clean the wheels on your locos, it's why not use it to clean the rails? I get the 99% stuff in the paint department at Ace Hardware by the gallon. It works great.
So Daniel Banks says he prefers mineral spirits. Digger wants to know what mineral spirits taste like. The ACT 6006, I also do have that cleaner as well. I've got, at one point I was collecting cleaners.
Ooh, that's nice. Trolley. Is that N scale?
It is. It's N scale. And do you want to guess what trolley I got for HO scale?
Did you get a cable car?
No, I got the same one in HO scale.
Oh, okay. Those were the types of trolleys in downtown Chicago in the early 60s. Same color.
This is the Brooklyn Queens one. So I'm having a little bit of an issue. So we're gonna turn it off and restart it. What seems to have happened is the sensors got confused, and the sensor didn't know which one was going forward and which one was going backwards. So now it should work. So I also, this one table that I'm standing at now, I cleared off. So what I am going to do at some point is, I want to start pulling out everything that's in these jewel cases and kind of sort them a little bit, because right now I don't have the best sorting system. So they're kind of just all over the place.
And Norman
this
brings
is
up a good point. Acrylic sheets on your shelves. Stuff doesn't come flying off.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I learned that the hard way. As did you.
Yeah, the N-scale car right now, if you see, if it tips over, there's plenty of space for it not to fall off. And there's not enough room between the shelf and the wall for an HO scale car to fall off. So, I'm not worried about this setup for them falling off, but it is definitely something that I have I have thought about. But here's a cool little. I don't remember when I got this, and I can't see because I don't have my glasses on. So how does the reversing unit work? What do you have for end of track sensors? That's a great question. So this is the Iowa Scale Engineering Motorman. Is what it's called. It can work either with block detection devices or it can work with infrared sensors. And what I currently have set up is I am using this is the Iowa Scale Engineering sensor, and you can theoretically put this underneath the track, but I don't have it underneath the track. This little piece of metal here is just a little piece of aluminum that I got, and I just stuck the sensor to the piece of aluminum. But it's it's like just a circuit board based controller. It'll do both DC and DCC, which is kind of what I like about it, especially for a trolley.
Will it only do one track, or can you hook up multiple tracks to the same unit, multiple sensors?
I believe it can do a midpoint sensor, so you can hook up multiple sensors, but I don't believe you can't control. Like, I couldn't control the N scale and the HO scale off of the one unit. I would need 2 units. Price wise, they're $99. So, compared to like an Arduino, it's more expensive, but then you don't have to do all the R&D to get the Arduino working. So for $99, you get the kit, and it just works. So I'm kind of a big fan of that.
Well, even with an Arduino, wouldn't you still have to have some kind of electronic double pull, double throw switch mechanism? I mean, you would do the programming, but it's not the hardware necessary to do a reversing track, I don't think.
So I did it with an Arduino, and we'll see if John from Schuylkill River Valley agrees. But the way I would do it on an Arduino is I would do it with an Arduino and a motor shield, and I would use the analog inputs for infrared sensors, just like here. Or you can use the digital inputs and use current sensing devices. But I would use the motor shield to just switch the power direction.
Okay.
So when it tripped the sensor, it would switch. So no shelf layout yet, just a trolley.
So by the time you individually bought the sensors, motor shield, and the Arduino, what's that expense?
And my time.
I'll just,
to get it all. You're probably at $100. I mean,
Okay.
A Raspberry Pi with all the little stuff is, about $100 too. Once you get the case and all the stuff, so it's decently priced. Now the difference is, sorry, let me just answer this. Yes, so the lower shelves are all 8 inches wide. The upper shelf, where the O scale and stuff, are 12 inches wide. Daniel, which is $56? The Raspberry Pi? Yes. So, Raspberry Pis, Arduinos are cheaper, and they can... An Arduino can only do one thing at a time, but a Raspberry Pi could do multiple tasks. So, yes, this is without a double pull, double throw switch because it's just using the electronics. This is a DCC. This is a Bachmann Spectrum DCC trolley. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, so this is DCC. But the Motorman will do both DC and DCC.
On the HO one, since they're double truck, what's the minimum radius that they'll...
I see it, George. I see it. Sorry, what's the minimum radius of what?
The HO version of that? Since it's two
Oh.
sets of trucks, what's the minimum radius it'll do?
I don't know the answer. I will likely not. I was thinking about doing a curve around. I don't think I'm going to do it because I don't want, with the layout is going to be in front of it, I don't want something derailing in that back corner for the trolley thing. So I'm probably just going to just leave it as it is.
Because I'm going to have a trolley system around my Union Station, and I've got one of the old Bachman streetcar things. That's just
that's what this is, Bachman Spectrum.
Yeah, but this one's only 4 wheels, so it
gotcha. Yeah,
it handles real tight corners. The problem is it's not really prototypical of what was in Chicago.
Yeah. An Arduino can set a throttle for a trolley and flip polarity based on sensor input. Yes, but don't you need a motor shield to actually drive the trolley itself? I don't believe an Arduino can put out the power. And at the end of the day, like, do I want to spend the time? Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I've seen the newsletter from Train World sent the newsletter that Bachman's got all the GG1s. I've got Kato and Skill GG1s. I like the Kato locomotives. I'll probably stick with those. But yeah, I have them. Family layout using Arduino is Dawson Creek. Is he using just a DC layout? Interesting. I thought with DC you still also needed a motor shield, but maybe you don't because it's not pulse width modulated. But I'm guessing people don't. Let me. This show is tacky, just like drying paint. So one thing I did do, because I painted these yesterday. They are MDF, so it's been soaking up the paint like a lot. You can see the edges, need to be sanded and stuff. But just so nothing sticks to the shelves, I did put some wax paper down temporarily to put stuff on so that the cases don't stick to anything. But
didn't they have pre-painted shelves?
So they do for like $14 for an 8-inch by 4-foot shelf. I could go to like Home Depot and get a shelf. I paid basically $14 a shelf for the 12-inch by 8-foot shelf, unpainted, because it's just MDF. Norm, there is already actually a bed in here. You can fight the train inspector for the bed, and you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to it. Yeah, I've seen that too, where people use the Wii controllers as throttles with the Arduinos. So let's start. Let's see, how can I put this so it doesn't fall off the table? So I'm going to start just putting some stuff on shelves just so we can start seeing stuff. Reason my shelf layout goes all the way around, don't have to mess with the fancy stuff. It's not that fancy, it just goes back and forth, but I do get it is more electronics, but then again, aren't we all kind of in this for the electronics? Isn't that like part of the fun? So
one of the nice things about a reverser is it's not always going the same route. It's not always going the same direction.
Yes, that is true.
And with yours, you can put a pause in on your unit, so that it runs. You could have it run every 5 minutes on schedule, if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I can have it do pauses at the end, as well as doing pauses in the middle. Yes, Norman, I have ordered what are called mending plates, and all of the corners are going to get mending plates to line it all up, so that it'll all be lined up perfectly. St. Blasey, did you miss her? We just showed her off. She's chilling back there in the corner as I pull some of this out. Trying to get a little. She just turned around. She's like, I don't want to be on camera. Turn that damn camera off me.
Yeah, my river
Back to
monster
what?
kept making an appearance in my monthly update.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah.
So we're just pulling stuff out. I've got some Z-scale stuff as well that I need to sort separately. I've got, all kinds of different stuff. So what happened was everything was really organized when I had lots of drawers, and then I started getting getting too much stuff for the amount of drawers that I had. But I didn't really have space for more drawers. So things just started getting piled up on top of things. And that's when everything fell apart.
There is one advantage to N-scale over HO. Those jewel cases can stack up a whole lot easier than all the HO boxes.
Yeah, that's something that's always kind of confused me, is why does N scale come in these really nice jewel cases and HO scale just comes in boxes? I still don't quite understand that.
It was all marketing back in the day when they first started. When Aurora came out with what was, I won't say it was the first, but it was the most prevalent of the N scale. They were called a postage stamp.
Yeah.
And they used jewel cases to show the stuff off easier.
So did HO scale never come in any sort of plastic jewel case? Like it wasn't some cost saving measure at some point. It was always.
They started putting cellophane see-through sections in some of the boxes, particularly like Lifelike and Mile Power, some of the lower grade stuff, but the higher grade stuff never did. Now nowadays, when you look at the packaging, you open up the box and then got a plastic container, two-piece container where you slide the sleeve off, and then the inner container opens up.
So what's funny is, like, I just pulled like this guy out. It's like, I don't remember buying this guy. So here's an interesting comment from Dave, is that Katie had jewel cases. Because I know Microtrains is a spin-off of Katie. So I'm wondering if that's why. Yeah, I don't. It looks like a table for the next train sale. Yeah, it looks like I bought everything off the train sale. But yeah, Dave says, I wish they were all the same size. There's generally a couple sizes. There's this bigger size, and then there's this smaller size, and then there's a middle size in between the two of these. But I feel like in general they are mostly all similar size. Here's something that I think's kind of neat that I thought I would show you, though. Let's do it this way.
Circus cards.
So this top car is N scale boxcar. I think it's probably a 50-footer though. Yeah, this is a 50-foot boxcar. This is a 40-foot boxcar, but it is it's Z scale. This is an N scale car. This is a what they call a scale test car. Oh, let's see. Are you going to focus for me? And I forget who, but somebody explained to me.
Show a close up.
What?
Of the car. Show a close up of the car. Okay.
So somebody told me what this was for, and I already completely forget.
Probably to certify or recalibrate scales that weighed trains. They could put a
That would make a lot of sense.
they would have a known weight of that car, and then they could add different known weights to it to set the scale and recalibrate them.
That would make sense. So this set here, this is a whole Z-scale set of these. It's 10 different cars. I also, somewhere, have that entire set of cars. No, not there. That George is not happy. I also have the entire set of those cars in N scale. So one of my sort of ideas for my layout is that the N scale version of the train would go into a mountain, and then the Z scale would come out in the back of the layout, do a little loop, come back into the mountain, and then the N scale would come back out the other side.
Would you have a loop inside the mountain so the N scale could turn around in there?
It would likely just be like there'd be a sensor where it would just pause and then keep going, kind of thing. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so David says it's a known weight for testing weight scales. So, yeah, North Country's agreeing with, says what Steve said. Someone's agreeing with what you said.
Hey, I get it right every now and then.
Every now and then. Is the shelf dried yet? They're pretty close. I put down some wax paper so that I can put stuff on it and be okay. Let's start putting some of the Z-scale stuff up here for now, and we'll put some of the N-scale stuff down here in a second. But let's get the rest of the Z-scale stuff out first. Wood boxcars, there they are. Z-scale. It's hard keeping all these scales straight. So when I was first buying the circus stuff, I was only buying N scale. I wasn't buying any of the Z scale circus stuff. And a couple times I made a mistake and I bought a Z scale. I bought a Z scale circus car instead of an N scale circus car. Why is Roy falling asleep? Am I that? Are we watching Paint Train?
He's driving across Colorado to Kansas. Anybody that's ever driven that knows that's sleep territory.
Oh, here we go. Interesting side note, there are no brakes on the scale test car. The airline goes straight through or under. So how did they stop it? That way no wear and tear on brake shoes to alter the weight of the car. Interesting. I had no idea. Oh my, Heath is going to organize this stuff. He'll redo this many times. Norman, you have no idea. I will do this, and do this, and do this, and do this. Yeah, the ramekins are great, right? Like, if you need to put some paint in them, or sometimes I'll just take something apart, and I'll have all these tiny pieces. So I got a cheap set of those ramekins, and it's like, it's great. I can't, like, why not? So I've got some, this is some Markland circuits stuff. Here's some AZL passenger cars. I'm realizing as I'm doing this that I just have way too much stuff.
Impulse buyer, are you?
Sometimes I try and be pretty, specific about what I get. Like I try not to just buy a lot of stuff I don't need. But, sometimes, accidents happen. This is the locomotive that took a trip off of my bench. These were a mistake. I bought these. These are duplicates of the set of 10 that I have. So, not so much an impulse buy, just more of a mistake, I guess you
You know,
can say.
if we have the Strasbourg thing next year, like Sparky's thinking,
Yeah.
we should have a swap meet. Everybody bring all their extra crap.
What do you mean extra, Steve? None of this is extra. All of this is very important.
Yeah, if you got duplicates, it's extra. Like I've got duplicate Pensy observation cars. You know, I don't need two. I got duplicate Burlington baggage cars. A few other things.
Norman is a wise man right here. Don't ever let the girlfriend see all your stuff. Very, very true. Yes, but it's not a necessity. I enjoy posting videos so you can see where I've been. No wonder why the girlfriend wanted you out with all that stuff. She would agree. She would agree. Heath, I have tons of mistakes. Yeah, There was a point where I had an Excel spreadsheet where I had everything documented of everything that I had so that I wouldn't buy duplicates. And then that didn't go very well.
That's the nice thing about JMRI. When you start filling out operations in your rolling stock, you put it all in there, and that gives you a inventory of everything you've got, provided you put it in the JMRI.
So this is the Z-scale caboose for this set. The only item I do not have that's a part of this set is the locomotive. And those are very difficult to find. So, if you see one, let me know. It's the wood reefer kit.
Roy, you got a truck to bring the container with, so I don't see the problem there.
Yeah, here's what the locomotive looks like in N scale, and there's a Z scale version of this. It's the the FT, just the reload FT unit. I'm still trying to find it. But yeah, I don't have a lot of Z scale freight. I got some, but not a lot. But I do have, so I have this car in Z scale, and I also have it in. Where is it? Here we go. N scale, and I did a video on these. And one of the reasons I did a video is I wanted to see the difference between the same car made by Microtrains in N scale and Z scale, to see the different details that they included. It's amazing the details that they got into the Z scale car. It's like it's almost identical with the HO, with the N, which is pretty. I think is pretty awesome. But yeah, anyway. And then of course we've got Z-scale GG1s, because who doesn't have a Z-scale GG1 in their collection?
I will probably never have a GG1.
Steve, what are you, from Chicago?
Yeah, exactly. Since he ran E8s in the Chicago, so.
And then I do have, there's a couple things that Microtrains made in Z-scale of the circuit stuff as well that I've got. Like this is a Z-scale 3-car runner pack. And then there's this guy, which is a 3-car runner pack with 4003, 4007, and 4010. And then there's this one, which is a Z-scale runner pack with 6002, 4, and 6. So I've got some of those runner packs as well. And I don't know, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna display these, because I don't, except for just kind of throwing them up on a shelf, I don't really know. I can't really think of a good way to put those on a shelf.
Is there any way to build yourself like an incline display? That those boxes you could take the
Yeah, I mean, I could flip the cover off and do something with them.
Build a angle that sits up on the shelf with a lip on it, so your box will sit on there.
Like a picture ledge type thing. I guess my only fear with that kind of stuff is dust. Like I'd love to show all this stuff off, but the stuff that's not being run, I'm really kind of like I don't. The whole dust thing just makes me nervous, and I don't know what to think about that or to do about that.
Get a HEPA filter unit for in there.
I have down here in the corner. I actually have a thing. So what's interesting is, you know how like you think you have something and then you can't find it?
Oh yeah.
I thought I had more Z-scale Ringling Brothers stuff, but I can't seem to. Yeah, that's N scale.
I swear I'm still missing a big box of train stuff it's probably somewhere up in my attic.
From when you moved or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate when that happens.
One of my 8 moves in the last 35, 40 years.
Yeah, after 8 moves, I can imagine you might have misplaced 1 or 2 things. Norman is totally right. Like, as I'm even sitting stuff up here, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to move that around 12 times, and yeah, I'm going to have to move this around.
Lazy's got another good idea. You know, you can use 2x4s, 2x6s, whatever, to create steps on each one of the shelves. Even 1-bys for your N-scale stuff.
Hello,
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh,
that's a good idea.
In the basement.
Yeah. Johnson did stay in display cases or the boxes. You can get cheap golf ball display cases on Fleabay. See, some of the cases I saw were like, $40 or whatever, and it's like the shelf is like $14. So it's hard to. It's hard. Dave says it lost his 0090 nuts to go with his 0090 screws.
Have you seen a doctor about that, Dave?
Yeah, right. Mr. Lee, what is happening, sir?
Not very much. I've done a wall in front of the layout. I'll change cameras. Is that the right camera? Yes, it is. I've done a wall in front of the layout. I'm going to start grassing in front of where they've just done the walls. That'll be done in a video. But at the other end, I'm working on a big farm scene.
I'm losing my mind. So I think if I've done the math correctly, that's the Z-scale collection right there. So that's not too bad. That's not too out of control.
I tell you now, the room's coming on quite well, Heath.
Yeah, it's getting there. There's just so much stuff. Like I'm just like, even when I was painting the shelves, I kept tripping over stuff. I use plastic drawers for my N-scale stuff. Yeah, so Dragon Ball, I don't know if you saw, but I'm basically taking stuff out of these drawers here that I have. So these drawers are full of everything to put them on the shelves. Maybe I should be keeping them in the drawers. I don't know. I mean, I like the idea of model railroad wallpaper, as I keep referring to it. So I don't know.
Well, I've started going back up in the loft as well. I've got work going on in the loft at the moment. as well. So I'm working on the 2 layouts.
Arizona is the same for dust. Yeah, it can be very dusty in New York City too, so that's why I'm kind of whatever. Yeah, Dragon Ball. Those are. I mean, I love these drawers. I think they're fantastic. But what I think I want to do is put the trains and stuff up on the shelves, and then put like tools and projects and stuff that's not shelf worthy in those. Yeah, basically, if I've got shelf space for them, I want to put them up on the shelf. And then the other swing drawers. 99% of my stuff is going to be shelf queens, just because, you know, I don't know why. Just because.
Because your layouts don't have enough room for them?
Basically. Yeah, that's basically it.
I've got loads of
What
room
is
now. I've had big
James talking
sofa.
about?
What's what?
Does anyone have any idea what James is talking about? What did I miss? Huh. Alan says, only just a few days ago found my cutting mat and scale ruler from the move in April. So it's funny that you say that, because I have, if you look here, I've got this kind of bumper, and I had 2 of them. But if you look at this end over here, well, you can't see it because the train's in the way, but it's a different bumper. When I was moving from my apartment to over here, somewhere along the way, I lost the bumper. I have no idea where the bumper went. I retraced my steps. Like, where would the bumper have gone? I'm sure.
Check at the bottom of the elevator shaft.
Yeah, could be. I looked for a long time about building display cases. I wanted to really badly, actually. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it quickly. There's a company that makes shelving for end scale. Not model shelving. Is it? It's gonna take me too long to find it, maybe. But there was this company where you would basically like buy a shelf and you can just buy. Oh, here's a picture of it. Maybe. Here we go. Let's share the screen. Share screen. Tab. So this company, Showcase Express, come on, sells all of these tracks type of things. And you just buy the different pieces and you can make it, you can stack them. They slide together and you stack them, and you can make, these huge walls of stuff. So it's pretty cool, like this system. The problem is to do this wall would cost like $5,000. Okay, I'm exaggerating. It literally costs like $1,500 to do that wall of shelves. And it's like, I spent $200 for all of this shelving. I just couldn't justify it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't justify it. So they exist out there. I just couldn't see doing it.
You can do anything. It's a matter of
money.
Money.
Yes.
Time and money, and/or money.
Yeah, John. The aluminum shelves with plexiglass covers, and that's what I wanted. Is I wanted something with plexiglass covers so that they would be less dust. But woo, the pricing. Yeah, it's funny. Let's go over here really quick. This shelf this little unit right here, this is actually a spice rack that I've got all these, that I got all that stuff in. So I've bought those in the past for that type of thing, and they work pretty well. I am like tripping over
Spice racks, fingernail polish racks.
Yep. Yeah. And again, like, when I'm wealthy and have all the money in the world, then then I'll get all those little details. But in the meantime, I think these wood shelves are going to serve the purpose. Yeah, not going to happen. Not ever in this lifetime going to happen.
Now, I keep saying to my other half over dusting off some of my trains, and I just get the evil look in my eyes to do it myself.
Yeah, yeah. Fingernail polish racks. Is there something about you we don't know? I don't have fingernail polish racks. I just have spice racks. But, hey, to each their own.
I think Steve's got fingernail polish racks.
I got fingernail polish.
I thought these N-scale jewel cases, they're all labeled really well. It's just kind of, works out pretty well.
I'll tell you what, if you don't use fingernail polish on your model railroad, you're missing it of a point. This stuff here?
Yeah.
Right here. Hardest
What
nails.
is that? Yeah. What do you use it for, Steve?
The frogs and the switches.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It comes in handy on that. I found that out on this one. I've got a lot of tips that I've found out since I built this one to my other one that I'm going to put on Anfield Road. There's a lot of stuff changing on Anfield Road, the original layout, that I've made mistakes.
So, John Tanzillo made me these little plastic pieces. He made them for himself. I saw in a video that he had them, and I was just amazed by. They were just like the perfect solution. So basically, you've got these flat cars, right? And then there's no way to keep. How do you keep the wagon cars on the flat cars? So John Tanzillo made me these little brackets, and I think I got like 110 of them or something like insane like that. And like in my head, I'm like, yeah, I know I have that many wagon cars, but it didn't really occur to me quite how many that I had until I just started pulling them out right now, and I'm just like, there's just so many of them. And this is one of the cases where I started documenting things because I do unfortunately have. I do have a couple duplicates. Unfortunately, looks like I have a triplicate here. So, yeah, I do definitely need to do a little bit better with my documenting, so I don't end up with so many duplicates. Because I can't, for the life of me, remember what I have and what I don't have off the top of my head. Yeah, here's another set of duplicates. Yeah, maybe we should do a swap meet. They're starting to pull out some other stuff too.
I should be finishing up my track work here in the next couple months.
Oh, there you go. These are cool too. These are like flats that come with a wagon car. Oh. I was wondering where these were. They are N-scale. They're N-scale tractors or bulldozers. And what the circus would use them for is to they would build a ramp up to the flat cars, and then they would use these bulldozers to pull the wagons up onto the flat cars.
And pull them off,
too. They would pull them off, too. That is very true. So now the question just is, where do I have other ones? Here we go. Look at this. Look, these are all wagons that I have. I even have Royal American Shows, a different. This is Royal American Shows also, which is a different. So, like, this is from Ringling Brothers. Theoretically, this is Royal American Shows, and then what Microtrains also did is they also have like this line of wagons, which like this is a carting moving van company and a furniture transport. These were not
cool.
circus. They weren't circus related, but I just thought they had cool paint schemes.
I know you like the circus related stuff, don't you, Heath?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah,
You
I've
worked on the
got.
circus.
No, it's not here. It's up in the loft. I've got an actual circus.
Keith was a little boy that ran away
Circus carriage.
during the circus.
I did run away and join the circus.
I know. I wasn't lying.
I know. I wasn't saying you were. So, you know, I think I've got a couple of wagon cars.
See
Or
you,
a couple
John.
of things full of wagons.
Later, John Skullcoat.
Later, John. Royal American Shows were not a standard. Correct. Royal American Shows was more of a carnival sideshow type of thing, not a circus. Absolutely.
So, what was the circus based out of Baraboo, Wisconsin?
Well, so Ringling the Baraboo, Wisconsin was Ringling Brothers, like summer place, and their winter place was Sarasota.
Sarasota, okay.
Yes. Yes.
That's a good comment where Roy's just put in. Human City's a daft clown. Dwarf
That
clown.
goes way back. That's an old conversation of Roy and I ribbing each other for various things.
Now, do you know it is illegal to walk an elephant down the street in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
I didn't remember it being specifically Tulsa, but I know there's some funny little rules and stuff like that.
Yeah, because the circuit elephant escaped the circus.
Oh, really?
in Tulsa. Yeah. Did a bunch of damage apparently back in the 1800s,
Back in
Yeah,
the
I'm
minute,
early 1900s.
I'm still kind of mixed about the whole thing of animals and circuses. The reality is, back in the day, before the internet and stuff, you never would have seen any sort of circus type of, animals or anything unless you went to a circus, right? I mean, there was no internet or anything
For the zoo.
for people to go to. Right, or you'd have to go to a zoo. But a lot of smaller towns didn't have zoos.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
the circus would come through, and that was people's only opportunity
it was
to...
huge in the Midwest. The circus was
Yeah.
huge in the 50s, early 60s.
So I do, I get it, but I do also kind of feel like there was a time and place in American history where circuses served a purpose, sort of. So, yeah, I mean, it's
There's the circus trainer I was telling you about, Heath. Carriage.
yeah, that looks like one of the little Markling guys that I have.
Yeah, it's actually,
Little
believe
circus
it
wagon.
or not, it's a Hornby one. It's from Thomas and Friends.
Roy figured out what
It's
job
from
you had in the circus.
we have a program called Thomas the Tank Engine, and it's from Thomas the Tank Engine. It's one of the circus trains from Thomas the Tank Engine.
Roy figured out what job you had.
What did Roy say?
You were the human that was shot out of the cannon.
I wish. That would be awesome.
All that.
Mr. Big COVID, thank you so much. Yeah, I got a lot of supplies yet to get, but we're moving along. We're moving along.
I had the opportunity to see a circus when we were out in L.A. back in 1970. I never saw one growing up in Chicago, but we were out in L.A. for my grandparents' wedding anniversary in 1970, and we went to Masonic Lodge, I think in Glendale, and saw the circus.
How do you remember all that?
I think it was the Shriners Circus. Well, in 1970, I was 12 years old. I was old enough to remember.
I went to a circus at some point when I was a kid. I don't remember it at all.
We had carnivals all the time, but circuses didn't really, I'm sure they came to Chicago. We never went.
I used to get sick from the carnivals because everything rotated in the same direction in the carnival.
Oh, carnival rides, I would get green. I mean,
yeah.
You'd think I was the
the teacups and everything. Yes, Lynn, you did share that videos.
The octopus is the one that got me.
The octopus. They had an octopus at the circus?
It was a carnival ride.
Oh, sorry, right. Yes, agree with you about the octopus. Because it was that multiple directions thing.
That's the one I saw, Daniel, out in L.A., the Shriner Circus.
Shriner? Yeah. They're a big one out there. So, that stack there, that's just the wagons.
That's a big circus train.
Well, did I mention that's just the wagons? We haven't...
Now, two wagons would go per flat car?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I'm already getting... I'm so lost already as to what drawers I've unpacked.
So are you going to put labels on the fronts of your shelf?
Yeah, eventually I will put labels on the front of the shelves. Yeah, I am that much of a dork. I put labels.
Well, make it easier to find something, I would think.
Yes. Shouldn't the wagons be in a circle? I think I need more shelves.
Wrong type of wagon.
Definitely wrong type of wagon. Let's. I don't know what to. I know what I said. I was just gonna pull everything out, and then I stopped just pulling everything out. And that's what I just need to. So some of these were really hard to find. I forget which one. I think it might have been the Tiger. But what Microtrains would do is they would release a series. This is a whole series of cars here. Oh, I just realized you guys can't see what I'm looking at. So this is a whole series of cars that Microtrains released, and it goes along with no. Well, somewhere I've got the locomotive that goes with this. It's a Red Nose FT unit. But this was a set, and for some reason, at one point, these were really hard to get. The cabooses, they wanted $70
Cabooses or
for these
cabooses?
Cabooses. They wanted $70 for these cabooses, and I would find them for $25 or something. So I would buy one. So I ended up with 3 cabooses for that set. DB Tech's asking a question. This is my P-Touch. Yes, it hooks up to the computer. Yes, it can do all sorts of fancy...
I'm getting an echo, Keith.
I know why. There we go. Okay, so this is my P-Touch. It does hook up to the computer. You can print pictures and all kinds of stuff on it. So yes, I've got a P-Touch. So what I need to do is I need to do some more programming so when I switch cameras, it doesn't echo. But one day I'll remember. So this isn't a part of this set, but it looks like that set to me. And then here's the wood reefer set. This is the set that I've got in Z scale. I think it's kind of neat that that Microtrains had the relationship with Ringling, and that they did they made these sort of sets, and they even made some new stuff too. This was a set of 6 cars. Here's these two. There were these two. And then there were these two, which were for their more recent shows as well. All right, that's another drawer empty. Down to the next one. Let's see what's here. Oh, this is another thing I liked collecting were the Freedom Train cars. I don't know if people ever saw those. I have a. And I'm a little confused about some of the Freedom Train stuff because this is not Freedom, Friendship. I keep saying it wrong. Friendship. The Friendship Train, and in some cases, they've got the big passenger cars, the 85-foot passenger cars, and then they also have, I believe this is a 40-foot. Yeah, 40-foot box cars. So that was sort of an interesting collection. And then I've got all these circus heavyweight cars as well. But yeah, here's more Friendship cars. At some point, I kind of want to get the whole Friendship set. 99% of my collection is probably all, what is it called? Microtrains. So let's put this with these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just gonna keep stacking. What time is it? 12:47. Have I bored everybody yet, or is anybody still watching?
No, I'm on the work. I'm on the workbench cutting black card for the top of the wall I built yesterday.
So you're ignoring me, is what you're saying?
No, I'm watching the stream because I can see the monitor. I can see the big monitor from where I am set up. I've got a big monitor over by where my laptop is, and then I'm putting another one in the middle of the layout.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, that's Heath. That's you all over, isn't it, Heath?
Anytime I can give you a hard time, I try.
Yeah,
yeah. So Friendship.
That's true with you.
So here's the Wood Reaper series. So the eventual goal, one of the things that I want to get is what's called a jib. I'm still here watching, sort of. Roy is driving and sleeping. All this collection being away from your residence makes me nervous. I hope your new studio is secure and you are insured for all your collection. What makes me really nervous is that it's a temporary door. But the building's very secure. Everybody knows me. So it's kind of a... Yeah, it's a concern of mine, Norman. It's definitely a concern of mine. But hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Can you lock the door where it is, though, Heath?
Yes, 100%. The door is locked. I also have there's a camera. Oh, that camera turned itself off on me. Wonderful. There's a camera up here that shoots right at the door. That when anybody comes in the door, it alerts me.
You're echoing again.
Yeah, it should be back. I keep forgetting. It's still echoing.
Yeah.
There we go.
You need to do some testing on redoing all your stuff, Heath.
Yeah, part of what's happening, of course, is that, I'm down here doing stuff, trying to do these shows and stuff, and there's definitely still some technical things that I need to
iron out.
Yeah, I gotta break out the iron. I love so my dream is to have a circus train with like all of these circus cars, like all just in this like huge consist of trains.
Yeah, going round. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and I've got a couple different time periods as well. This is their modern train cars, and this would be they're just fake, they're made up, but the idea was that they used to use the heavyweight cars back in the day. But, yeah, and then I got, as people have seen, there's this billboard set as well, with all the different billboards, and this is the set, if you remember, I gave away some flat cards with Human City billboards on them. And this is the actual set of those as well. It was a six car. Is that upside down? Yeah. It was a 6-car set of different.
I remember he won one of them.
Yeah. Let's see what else is back here. Oh, and then this is cool. I like these. This is speaking of octopus. Wait this way. There's an octopus one and there's a dragon one.
Oh, cool.
That are pretty cool. That are, wagon cars. Who's breathing really heavy into their mic?
That'd probably be me.
Can't be me, because my mic's well and truly moved away from me. I've actually got a proper mic headset now. I've just got to get me decent laptop in September.
Yeah, it was Steve. I just muted him.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, Steve. It's almost 1:00. It took you that long to get muted, so.
Yeah, it's took him that long to get muted.
I think that's pretty successful as far as Steve goes.
It is. I don't think lately. Steve's only just started coming back into my live streams. I haven't really. He come into him, and I haven't really had to mute him on the first one when he come.
Steve was gone for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He come back into me first one on Sunday. Just gone. And I know William from New Ferris has done a video update. I'm mentioning my live stream again for this Sunday.
Lee, are you here just to advertise your live stream? You've mentioned it like 12 times already.
No.
I'm just giving you a hard time, Lee.
I know. No, but I must admit, I'm about 16 subscribers off hitting the 500 subs.
Oh, that's good. David is saying, I shouldn't have set it up in this room. I should have a big top tent and put it up in the park for all this stuff. Police are. I have a Z-scale police circus. The camera that I have is inside this room, so it's not it's not outside. It's inside. What I might do is the actual door is going to have a window in it, which I'm definitely going to block off that window. But I may put I may put a camera in that as well. I won't set alerts on it, but I'll just set it to record so that it will, should something happen, we'll be able to figure out who it is.
Yeah.
Kurt, I have Wise down here, and up in the apartment we have Nest. And what I will likely do is probably, I'll probably bring one of the Nest cameras down here. Norman says just put a pit bull in here. The problem with the pit bull is that's about the extent that you're going to get out of the pit bull. She's just like, "Are you done streaming yet?" She's like, "Come on."
My dog's not even speaking to me because it used to have its bed under me layout, but I put the shelving under the layout now, so it's not like it. I've moved the bed from under the layout.
Well, I wouldn't like that either.
It was cool because the layout's dead high, and she used to like it being under the layout because it wasn't right under. It was literally in front. I've just put shelving there now to store them.
I don't know, Lee. I think, my dog will just crawl into any little space and hunker down.
Yep, they do. That's what. If their bed is in that corner, they'll go and lie on that bed.
So now gets to the part that gets a little complicated because here are all the flat cars for this. And this is another one of the things where I have extras of are these flat cars, both the little ones and these bigger ones. But that's kind of intentional that I've got doubles of those because I knew that I had so many wagons. I don't think I have enough flat cars for all of my wagons, but
you know what you should do with your flat cars? You should try and make some loads for them.
Well, that's what I got all the wagons for them. The wagons will all go on there.
Ah.
So that's what all the wagons are going to be for.
Oh, cool.
But there's only they only made so many flat cars for specifically circus space.
I like what Shay's just put there. Heath.
What did Shay say?
Now, Heath, you've got somewhere to go when you're in the doghouse with your girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell her, text me when you get home. And she'll never text me, and then I'll go upstairs, and she'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I've been home." And I'm like, "I thought you were gonna text me so I could come up when you got home." She's like, "Yeah, I'm good." She's like, I got some peace and quiet. I don't blame her. I'm loud. Man, I didn't realize I had so many of these flat cars. I have a lot more than I realized.
Have you got enough vehicles to go on the flat cars?
I don't know. I'm going to have to count.
Because if you haven't,
I'm pretty sure I do.
If you haven't, all you do is you make some pipe loads or something for them.
Yeah, I actually probably think I need more wagons than... Got some weird stuff too. Was this an anniversary? Oh, it says Z scale. Is this no? Oh, N and Z. This is like a little microtrains truck that they made at some point as advertisement. So, David, thanks for coming. H&H says I need to build a train yard. I need a lot more than a train yard, I think.
See you again, Dave Atkins.
So
Hello, boss.
I'm just double checking, but I think we now have. I'm getting tangled. I think we now have all of the circuits trains pulled out. So I am going to. Let's take these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put this back here just so the view's a little wider. There we go. Okay. So we'll see really quickly. So everything over here are wagons, and I'm going to put all the flat cars right next to them. So you should be able to tell pretty quickly if I've got enough flat cars for all the wagons, which I think I'm going to come up short.
You're
Significant
getting some
short.
organisation now, Heath.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
It takes time to sort out. You've done well. You've done well though on how long it took you to get it done.
Yeah, I was fairly organized before.
I'm gonna go.
Finally.
I was on Heath's street.
I have no idea what just happened. Well, that was interesting. Sorry, 1 second. Steve!
Hey, I'm on the show. Hot dog. Always say, Heath.
Is it Gus or is it Steve?
Well, that's what it just came up as Steve Hadley, but no, it's Gus.
I was gonna say, I was like, wait, you look just like Gus.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, I was hoping I could catch you today. We got a lot going on this end, family matters, and we got one that's wanting to be very difficult. So that's making it hard on everybody.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, a little short circuit between the operator's seat and the control panel.
Yeah, I understand that. That happens sometimes.
Hey, I guess are y'all getting ready for any big shows up that way? On Broadway?
Yeah, actually, on I think it's the 14th and the 15th, or the 15th and the 16th. Is the Edison train show, or the Greenberg train show in Edison, New Jersey.
Oh, okay, good.
So I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to it yet or not. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I just want to just jump in and let you know I was here, and I'm going to drop out. So I'll catch you again sometime.
Thanks for coming. You're welcome to stay and hang out if you want. All good.
All righty. All right, take care. Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks, Scott. Thanks for stopping in. So who wants to guess whether the stream will be demonetized or not for language?
Why? Did your subscriptions drop?
No. Did you hear all the cussing in the background on?
From Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie.
Hopefully, it's not legible enough.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So, I definitely do not have anywhere near enough flat cars for all of my what am I trying to say? For all my wagons. Definitely don't have enough flat cars. But we're getting somewhere. I'm kind of I'm trying to figure out, how the best way to organize a lot of this too, because it's
I don't, until you get it all up there, you're not going to know how to do it.
yeah, I know.
Once you have it
know.
up there, then you can start moving, labeling and moving stuff around where you want it.
That's kind of what I figured as well, which is,
Just
it's
one thing
I'm just getting it up here.
save your lower two. I would save your lower two shelves for the stuff that you're going to run.
Well, hopefully I'm going to run it all at some point, right? That's
The stuff you're going to
dream.
run, the stuff you're commonly going to run.
I know what you're saying. But yeah, so that's
Make it
like,
ergonomically
get out of the way.
correct.
So that's the Micro Trains Line Circus collection that I have, not including the locomotives. The locomotives I have separately, and then that's the Z scale. And honestly, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just realizing isn't 100% true because some of these runner packs, what they're called runner packs down here, are also circus. These are all. These are the Oxarbin boxes on this side. Yeah.
Nebraska
This one-
spelled backwards?
Yep, these are all Nebraska spelled backwards sets. And then most of
For what?
these on this side are circus sets.
Are they circus? Exarban circus or what?
Yeah, if you go back to one of my early videos.
Oh, I saw it. I was just because there's Exarban everything. Okay.
Yes, there is.
Like,
Yes.
Burlington had an Exarban Zephyr.
Right. Yeah.
Ran
But
Chicago to
this
Omaha.
I've only bought the circus stuff. So what's confusing to me though is that like something will be labeled like circus set number 7, and there'll be multiple circus set number 7s that are different or whatever. Like circus number 7 isn't always circus number 7. So, Lynn says I couldn't make it out. No need to change. I doubt it. It was distant. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. The Google. Yeah, Lee needs to put money in the swear jar. That's for sure. Anyway, yeah. So I've got a bunch of that stuff too. So a lot of these boxes might go higher up and stuff like that. Container Man kicking in for Jackie's language. So yeah, this live stuff's fun, isn't it, folks? You never know what's gonna happen. Too funny. Well, not. I mean, I did. I lost 2 subscribers. We're doing well. Let's see what happens if I do this. It's gonna kill the stream. Well, so far it seems to be letting me monetize it. Nope, yep, limited. I don't know why, but all of my videos are getting limited monetization lately, and I don't know why, which is a little confusing. And I'll say what.
What's the criteria for that?
I don't know. That's the problem. That's what I can't figure out. So if you can see the like most of them are all green, but this current one shows limited. Thank you, Roy. Much appreciated. I don't. And so L85, the last live stream, also was limited, and I had to apply. I had to apply, and then they approved it. Like the 3 days that it's not monetized are like the 3 first days that it's up, and it's the only 3 days that people are watching it. So I don't know, and they haven't told me why it's getting demonetized.
Huh.
Yeah, YouTube won't tell you. It's the AI has flagged it for some reason, and you have no idea why. All you can do is request a review, and we'll see. I don't think too. Like you can curse and still be monetized. Like that's usually not an issue. But it's just frustrating. Yeah. Just frustrating. But yeah. YouTube doesn't tell you, so you just don't know. And that's what's frustrating, I guess, that you don't know. So let's pull out.
Yeah, if you don't know, you can't correct it.
Right. So it's like if all of my things are going to keep coming up as not monetized now, like at least tell me what part of it is the mistake so that I can fix it. Oh, here we go. This 7229 or that's a random number, but this red nose locomotive is the one that goes with this set of cars that I showed earlier.
Oh, okay.
I put this on it, and I need to make a different label because there's no like number on these, so like I just had to make up DCC numbers. So I made up that number, but I can never remember what it is, so I had to label it. Like this one, I think this one is probably 7228, because I did these at about the same time, but I don't remember, so I'll have to go back. I still haven't gotten any word from Broadway Limited about the locomotives that I sent them. Hopefully I'll get some feedback from them at some point.
What was the problem with them again?
Things don't work.
Oh, yeah.
Do you mean besides things just not working?
Besides being Broadway Limited?
Yeah, exactly. So the other thing that I need to do is I've got some. This goes with this. The other thing I need to do is I've got some items that don't have DCC in them yet. Like for example, here's another Kato. This does not have a decoder in it, but these two. Get the cover back on that I just knocked off. These two do have decoders in them, so I gotta figure that out. So I basically have a pile of DCC locomotives and a pile of DC locomotives. And I don't know why, but still, this is like one of my favorites. This little NW2 switcher. One of my favorite locomotives. This is kind of cool too.
I've always liked the SW switchers.
Yeah.
I had one of my very first ones was a Varney, and it was steel or iron.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
Back in the early '60s, it was a Southern Pacific, and I wore it out, and I eventually took the gearing out and used it as like a dummy to use to play with my army men. So then
use it as a dummy to play with your army men. That's funny.
Yeah, I had a dummy train with some tracks set up that I'd haul my tanks and stuff around on.
Oh, that's really cool. Ed wants to know what I'm doing. Ed, here, let me back up with I'll put this camera here so I can move it around a little bit. I went into storage and I'm pulling out a bunch of my train stuff and I'm throwing it up onto some shelves so that I can, figure out what I have and kind of organize stuff. And
right, hi, have a good weekend.
Bye, hi. Hopefully I'll, get stuff organized enough that at some point I'll actually know what I have. So here's the DC locomotives going up on the rack. These two are my switchers. These two are my circus trains. These two frustrate me. These two, I don't understand. They're exactly the same locomotives, but they're both DCC. But when I try and run them together, one is like twice as fast as the other. But here's the thing about it though, is I've gone through every single
Are the
CD.
CVs the same?
I even downloaded the CVs from the one and uploaded them to the other.
Okay.
And still something is, I don't know, something's just off. And I don't know. I don't understand.
Are they from the same? You say they're identical. Are they from the same run?
That I don't know.
Because you can buy the same, like a GP 35. Well, I'll give you a better one. I've got two SD 45s sitting back here.
Yep.
This one's from like 1975. And this one's from like 1995.
I bought them.
Substantial.
I bought them at the same time from the same guy. So I know what you're saying, but they weren't that far apart. Like how yours were that far apart. Mine weren't that. If they're different runs, they may only be like a year apart.
Oh, okay.
One it may have gummed up gears. I have not taken it apart. That's true. Well, that shelf is closing in. Yeah, maybe.
Have you adjusted the speed table to match them up better? Even though they're different, you can still match them.
Correct. I gave up basically, and I decided I would just come back to it later.
That's the truth, isn't it, Bernard?
What'd Bernard say?
He says it's nuts that here he is watching you do what he should be doing.
Oh, yeah. Well, get on it, Bernard. Let's go.
Well, I got something accomplished. I remounted a different camera to get a view I hadn't had before on my camera. So.
No, I know you're doing something. I'm saying Bernard should be doing something. So here's where I'm starting to get anal for people that can appreciate this. So these two locomotives are the same, and I got one of them. Oh, and it's still backwards. Oh, still upside down. I'm trying to make them look the same in the box so that they're facing. Actually, this one's now correct. This one's now facing the right direction. I'm trying to get the locomotives to be facing the right direction so that when you look at the label on it and then look at the front, that they're all in the same direction.
Why?
Have you met me, Steve?
I knew the answer.
Because I can. That's why. Why? Why not? Why wouldn't you? So these are all the ones I have to convert. This guy doesn't run at all. I don't know why. I need to get in and figure this guy out. This is one that I bought. Well, you can kind of tell from the label. But, this is a Model Power one, probably from 1985, maybe.
Problem right there. What you ought to do, or could do, Heath, is put a section needs work and just put a label on them, and then anything that needs work you put in that section of your shelves.
Yeah, I will definitely need to do that. Here, how many people, like, you can see how yellow this box is? This is another one from the 80s.
What is that? GG1?
It's just I think it's just an F unit. Yeah, an F9. Yeah, it's just an F9. But here you can see the price. Oh, I can't get it right. It was originally $16.50. It was marked down to $13.25.
You almost can't get a car at that price now.
I know, that's right. Isn't that That's so crazy. No, I'm not going to throw the box out. The best part of this locomotive is the box.
I ran a search
Spoken like a true collector.
Yeah, collector.
Yeah,
Spelled Hoarder.
I ran a search on eBay just out of curiosity for P2K E8s, and
Yeah.
oh my God, they're about double the price last year.
Yeah, it's funny how some stuff just gets, the price is ridiculous. Yeah, so if anyone sees anything they like and wants to offer me a really good price, just kidding. The goal, the dream is to one day have a layout to actually run it. That's definitely the dream. Here's some other. These are a little less cared for. Oh, come on, cooperate. These are just wrapped in. So this one with the open gears, this is one of the ones that like back in the '80s came in a set, like a set. Like this was like a Bachmann starter set locomotive. This one, I don't really know the story of this one. I don't know when I got this.
A little
But it's kind of cute, so I kept it. And this Union Pacific is missing all of its railings on one side, so I can only run it in one direction. But I don't really... I could care less about Union Pacific, so, who cares? Yeah, Container Man. Yes, if the box was in mint condition, it would be worth more than what's inside of it. That's absolutely true. Tim, what are you saying? What's the wrong scale? That looks like an Atlas. This guy, is it an Atlas? It could very well it could be an Atlas. I feel like a lot of the stuff I used to get were those the cheaper Bachmann line, not the Bachmann Spectrum, but the other line.
Bachmann and Tyco. I don't know if Tyco had any N scale or not.
Uh-oh. Those are funny. I don't even know what James is saying today. I feel like James I've seen like 2 comments from James. I didn't understand the first one, and now I'm confused too. Why? Oh, fighting words about the UP. Yeah, who cares about UP? If anybody wants this, they can have it. I don't even know if it runs.
Earlier, he was dust in Gilroy, California, which is the garlic capital of the world.
Ah, gotcha.
It's in the valley, and it is very dusty.
I think, and I can't really see, but I'm pretty sure it says Bachmann right there. But
yeah, I had a AHM little Orfo dockside like that. HO.
Yeah. So these are like trains this guy, this guy runs. This guy does. This guy definitely runs. This guy runs, but it's tough to run because it's 2 wheels and it's so it's so small. I don't remember if this guy runs or not, actually. I'm not sure. Here's a set that I really like, though. I got. This is a pretty cool set. This is the Clancy Brothers Circus set. And it's basically 3 boxcars and a caboose, as well as 4 like coaches. And this is another set. So this is Roundhouse, which I don't have a lot of. But it used to be that these like all came in one box. So they don't, these are separate from the one box, but it's a pretty cool little set. And these little steam, Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I'm gonna guess this is probably like a model power or maybe even a River Rossi. But it's probably not, it's probably not actually made by Roundhouse. It's probably just right. I don't know why. Why is Panama Roy Smith is on the phone. He wants words with you. Panama Roy, who grew up in Pennsylvania, is modeling UP. Okay, so I don't hate UP. What I dislike about UP is that like you can find everything UP made you can find in models because of the licensing arrangement. But other railroads aren't like that. So it's more just a thing of it just it's just so common. It's what it is.
Growing up, you couldn't hardly find anything Burlington, CB&Q.
Yep. Right.
And being Chicago, and it was the major railroad, or one of three major railroads in Chicago, which was and still is today, the major railroad city. Okay, you couldn't find their stuff. That's because everybody modeled UP, Santa Fe, and Pennsy. Okay,
yep. And that's why too. Like why do you think I've got a Union Pacific and a Santa Fe locomotive? It's not because it's what I wanted as a kid. It's because that's what everything was.
Yep.
That's what I could get in the 80s.
I mean, I bet you 95% of model railroaders at one time or another had a war bonnet F7.
No, I didn't.
You're at 5%.
No, I had the same problem with the Delaware Hudson. That's what I was modeling. So you couldn't find anything really in Delaware Hudson. New York Central, on the other hand, that was all over the place.
Yeah, right.
Which
I think it could also be partly popularity, right? I mean, New York Central is more popular than Delaware and Hudson.
It's whatever would sell more.
Right. And justifiably, this bright yellow thing is gonna probably sell better than your typical just, black whatever with nothing, especially if you're targeting kids. Right? Like a kid, DB Tech, I think I have 7 of the War Bonnet F7s. If you're a kid looking at like, oh, what set do I want to get? Well, I want to get the colorful one.
I'll get a war bonnet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It also depends on the era, also, because it seems that everything is all either modern or the transition era. I mean, I'm trying to
Right.
You're trying to find something that's sort of the Reconstruction era or something like that. Trying to find something that might be a wood burner or something like that. You don't have that many options.
Yep. No, exactly.
It wasn't until the 90s I found an affordable E8 in CB&Q in Burlington. All right, because nobody had E units, everything was F units. And finally, Proto 2K came out. Lifelike had the Proto series, and they came out with the E8s in the Burlington.
And for the longest time, only Athearn was the only one that had PAs.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember River Rossi actually having the Delaware Hudson War Bonnet scheme on an E8.
And see, the only F units the Burlington had were the graybacks for freight service. They may have used some around little local stuff, but primarily they ran all E units.
All right, so some of these are converted to knuckle couplers, and some of these still need to be converted to knuckle couplers. I think, is this the...
So what livery is those yellow cars there
Which yellow cars?
in your hand?
These are Royal American shows.
Oh, okay.
So this is that carnival show we were talking about. Actually, if I dig over here real quick, if I dig under the G scale stuff, I can pull out. I don't know if I'm gonna unwrap it just because it's kind of. I'll unwrap it at some point. But this is a Royal American Shows set from Concours from back in the day. And I've actually, I'm just going to leave it wrapped because of the dust, but they show up. I think there's one on eBay right now for like $400 that's been there forever.
Another thing with doing the 19th century, everything is the seems to be the American wheel arrangement. Trying to find something that is in HO scale that's not that arrangement. This one is 240, but this is specifically, I guess, the J.M. Bockler, which was redesigned as a fire engine. Hence, if you look on the top of it, it actually has a small little steam pump for being a fire engine.
Yeah, they're definitely eras that if you model them, forget about finding anything.
Now, if I was going G scale, I can find moguls, but in HO scale, unless you're buying brass, I haven't been able to find a plastic or kit version of a mogul.
Doesn't BLI have one?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because they got a lot of steamers, and so does. Go back and look at the AHMs.
So I don't know why I got this car. I was at a train show. It's a little tiny train show up in Springfield, Massachusetts, called Amherst.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's a little one.
And I saw this train car there, and I was like, I don't know, I don't know why I would want this, but it just looked freaking cool. So I bought it. Great Northern Fire Prevention Instruction Car. I don't understand it. It's a 70-foot baggage car. I don't get it, but...
Great Northern?
Yeah, Great Northern.
Well, if it's an instruction car, I would have to say it's probably set up like a theater. That's why they don't have windows on it.
Oh, you think that's what it meant by instruction car? That could be. That could be interesting.
Yeah, I remember seeing a video, or not a video, but a picture of a air brake instruction car, and I believe it was built out of a coach, but the entire instead of seats on the interior, it had the It had the equivalent of a 40-car freight train or a 6-passenger train also, all fitted into one car.
Huh.
I saw something about instruction or training cars that the railroad have, and I thought it was Great Northern. Whether it was used to train railroad crews. I don't remember, but I saw it somewhere.
I didn't even think of that that's what it was referencing.
With the fire on there, Norman brings up another thing: a fire train in action, or fire prevention training, or back in the day, railroads were a major cause of prairie and forest fires.
Well, didn't they, certain steam lines, if I'm not mistaken, they used to run another train behind them,
Yes,
just in case there was a fire that they could put out the...
they still do. The Humvees and Toltec. All right, a mile behind the excursion train.
Yep.
You'll see one of these little shoot, like almost like a trackmobile with a tank car behind it, ready to put out any hot spots that may come up on the track.
That's pretty interesting. I don't know that I've ever...
It was certain places on the trip. You'll see it behind you because you'll make a big curve around. And
Oh, gotcha.
see it
Yep.
following you.
So, I thought that most Oxarben cars were old Athearn stuff because of the relationship between the owner of Oxarben and Irv Athearn. But these are off Atlas cars. Looks like all these are Atlas. So maybe it's Atlas. I don't know.
The owner of Exarban, you mean the racetrack?
No.
Circus train. I'm sorry. Carnival.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of Bev Bell. Bev Bell. The owner of Bev Bell was
Friends with Athearn.
friends with Athearn.
That's why Athearn's streamline cars are Bev Bells.
Yeah. I get so confused with that stuff. I can't keep any of it straight. These are some like custom painted car, or this is a custom painted car from Atlas, but then like this is an old model power. Oh, if I hold it in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And
I saw
this is
YouTube video on that rail grinder car, and then it's got a big car comes behind it, arms that spray the water down the sides.
so this is cool. This is a model power car that was painted by Oxarben. Give you an idea of how long they've been around for. At this point, I'm just trying to get stuff out of the way because I'm going to pull out. The next thing to do is to pull out all my freight cars, which are down here somewhere.
I'll be right back. I need a drink. It's Friday after all.
I'm going to need a drink after doing this, that's for sure. Oh, so let's take a quick look and see what's see what people in chat are up to. I've seen 3 tankers and 2 locos in BNSF. Oh, that's really cool. The one UP rents is purpose-built fire train. The rail grinder has a fire car for sparks that catch. Yeah, isn't that really interesting? Like, I wonder how they learned about that. Like, how did they figure out at some point that they needed fire trains behind cars? Morning Chore is calling me. Thanks, Ethan. Next collection. Thanks, Norman. Check you out next time. Fire danger is why most steamers have been converted to oil. Some coal burn, but very little wood. I did not know that. I didn't know that you could convert a coal steamer to oil. Digger's waiting to see what falls off the shelf. It looks like a local hobby shop behind you. Yeah. It's a little much, isn't it? I kind of, it's like part of me likes it back there, but part of me's like it's a little much.
No, it's not. Haven't you
So-
heard there's no such thing as too much trains?
I know, but is it showing off? Like, I feel like a little bit it's showing off. That's the part that I like.
Is that everything? No.
No. Maybe.
Then you're not showing up.
But yeah.
Now, I think you'd be showing them off if they were all on display tracks, not in boxes.
Yeah, I mean, it's, one day I hope to have a layout, but a lot of it is very like purposely collected, right? I mean, like all the stuff from here over on this shelf is all circus stuff. It's all very specifically collected circus stuff.
Well, to get back to the thing with steam engines, they could be since they're externally fired, they could run on anything. They could be converted.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
They can run on wood, coal, oil, gasoline. Apparently, during World War II, over in I think it was Sweden, they actually turned around and put electric heaters in the tubes and all that because you couldn't have enough coal. So they actually had electric elements in the fire tubes and a pantograph on the top.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I forgot about. Yeah, right.
I think we're losing your audio.
We hear you.
Yeah, we hear you now.
I think I hit the wrong button.
Oh, we
How
hear
do
you.
you do this?
I would say you
There we
either hit the wrong button or you were twisted the wire on your mic and that caused something to go wrong.
Yeah, I don't have lavalier mics yet, so my only mics are on the computer. So I'm switching from basically a mic that sounds better to a mic that'll pick me up in the entire room.
Yeah, there's a lot more echo now.
Yeah. But it's kind of, unfortunately it's the downside of just, it is what it is. But,
yeah, it's one of those things that, do you rather have the echo or not be heard?
Right. Exactly. So for anybody that noticed, the reason why Container Man calls me Dwarf Heath is because we had a lively conversation about why the dwarf planet car was the Pluto car, because Pluto is a dwarf planet, but Container Man thinks that Pluto is not a dwarf planet because it wasn't originally classified as a dwarf planet. So we had a good little conversation about that.
I don't think they had such a thing as a dwarf planet back when Pluto was classified as a planet.
Ah, there you go. That's a good point. You had to add atomizers to coal burning to switch to oil. Oh, that's really cool. Human, I need more. Pluto is a planet. No agreement there. So Raymond, you don't think that Pluto is a dwarf planet. You think that it's just a regular planet. I guess the question is, what are other dwarf planets? There are others. Right? Yeah, I think these here, Eris, Haumea, Make, and Ceres, I believe, are other dwarf planets in addition to Pluto. But yeah, I almost forgot about this set of trains. How could I possibly forget these guys?
Easy, you weren't looking at them.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of sight, out of mind.
That's exactly why I have this room right now, so that my girlfriend doesn't have to see it, so it's out of sight, out of her mind. Not that I blame her. I mean, could you imagine all of this stuff in the apartment? Most of this wasn't in the apartment. Most of it was separate. That was, in storage. So let's put. So here's one thing that's kind of nice. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit packed in tightly right now. So this is a little hard to do, but I can kind of show you. This is all on wheels, right? So I can just slide this out of the way, and then theoretically walk back here.
So when's your T-track modules going up on that table?
I'm trying to get the storage units emptied out first, and then I'll bring the T-track stuff down here. Because part of it is I've got all this stuff on here right now, and I need to. It's all just organization at this point. I'm just trying to get organized enough to get it down here. Ironically, I've been thinking about taking down these tables until I get all this stuff in here, just because the tables are kind of in the way from getting to the shelves, as you could see from that little exercise in flexibility that I just did. But yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out. I've got this whole cart full of stuff here that I have no idea where I'm gonna put it. I mean, obviously it's gonna go on shelves, but I just need to get to it at some point. And here's the scary part too: is that this is just the N scale. I haven't gotten to the HO stuff yet. That's still down in storage.
What are the G's?
Thank you, Ken N. I am definitely saving up towards a lavalier. Really appreciate that. Yeah, once I get a lavalier, it's going to be great because I walk around and the sound will be much better. Plus, I'll have the kid I want to get has 2 of them, so I'll be able to have some people over and maybe have a second person in here doing like an interview or just hanging out. So,
Is there room for a second person?
there is. I mean, yes.
Yes, there's room for there is room for another person. They just have to be Z scale.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they're not allowed to change their mind. If they want to change their mind, they have to leave. Because there's not enough room to change your mind in here. But let's get all the freight stuff. I got like 10 minutes and then I gotta go because I got a meeting at 2:00. So, Steve, I don't know if you want to, or Edward, or anybody.
You got a meeting at 2, you're gonna be late.
Why? It's 1:47.
Where's the meeting?
Right here.
Oh, okay.
It's on Zoom or something like that.
Okay.
But Steve, what's going on in your world? You got anything you want to share or tell people about? Or
I posted my July update video this morning, so I got that done, and I've just been working on the island, on the staging yard. I'm still testing. And working back here on it, so
awesome.
plugging right along.
So Edward, the question I have for you is, when are you going to start your own channel?
Well, I'm actually in the process of leaving New Tracks.
Leaving? Really?
Yeah. I am leaving New Tracks because I got employed.
Oh,
So there's a scheduling conflict.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
As for starting my own channel, I'm not quite. It's one of those things I think I should concentrate on the new job first before trying to do something else new at the same time.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm not saying that I would start my own channel, but if I was going to start a channel with my experience on New Tracks and also watching you, it'll probably be more recorded instead of live because
Yes.
there's just way too many things that can go wrong during live.
Agreed.
And if I ever actually get to the point where I could get monetized, there's also, just recently, actually on this live stream, which I guess I just missed it, where I guess there was possibility of demonetized.
Yeah.
I heard. I don't know what exactly happened, but
I don't know that any of us quite know what happened. I think it's still a bit of a mystery for all of us.
so
Yeah,
Somebody got in trouble with their significant other for some reason we're unaware of.
yeah, very unaware of.
but
It's
I
part
would
of
have
it.
to say I haven't sort of been, I guess, prepping to do something along those lines. I mean, I got an actual. I'm not sure if this is considered a real mic, but a separate mic from than the regular onboard mic.
That's that blue eyeball, right?
Yeah, the snowball.
Snowball. Yeah. That's a good mic.
Yeah, I was doing something else in Staples and saw that. I'm like, this probably sounds better. Haven't really tested it out too much. Right now, I'm using my instead of using the computer camera, I'm using my phone camera.
Yeah.
And I also have it's using Droid Cam, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's a good one. I know James from Boulder Creek Yard, who was on here a little bit earlier. That's the one he recommends as well.
But I think the first time I used it, I was using my older BlackBerry, which was not keeping up with the stream.
Yeah, that one didn't work out. That phone didn't quite work out as well as.
Well, my assumption is if I'm doing things that are recorded and all that, it might work better, instead of doing live. But I haven't gone that far yet.
Yeah. Let me before everybody runs off, real quick. If people want to start posting in the chat things that they've got coming up, so we can see like if people are near milestones via subs or any contests or any train shows coming up. If people want to start posting some of that stuff in the chat. While you guys are doing that, though, I do want to take a second to thank the members, the channel members, both through YouTube and through Patreon, as well as thank the sponsors that also help support this channel. Well, everyone, thank you so much for being here today.
And thanks for having us on.
I should be back to my other mic. Let's see. People are saying you're never too old or fat for exercise, and I responded back asking if that was a challenge to prove them wrong. But no, let's see. Alan's saying thanks. CP368's got 80 subs. Reached 200 videos in probably 2 weeks. Oh, awesome. Yeah, Tim's got a lot of great history, particularly on like his area and stuff. So if you're into the history of trains and like that kind of stuff, check out his channel. He's got some really great videos and that kind of stuff. And he's really close to a lot of the tracks up by where he is. So he's got some good rail fanning videos as well. As we age,
what kind of history is he What kind of history is he doing?
Railroad history stuff. He knows a lot about different railroads and the different histories of like how things came about. So he's got some really cool videos on his site talking through different things.
All right.
So
What's
yeah.
what's the site again?
It's Tim from CP368.
All right.
Yeah. Norm Miller's saying that I should move all this stuff back upstairs. DB Text saying, do you have a job yet? I don't have a job. I have a week of work. Oh, that's a good thing to remind people. Monday, I'm going to be on at 9:30, not at 6. I'm going to be on after Tom instead of before Tom. That's because I do have a week of work coming up, which is hopefully going to turn into some more work. So I'm going to, we're going to switch things around. So looks like Ken N looks like he's going to be taking over at New Tracks because Edward's bailing on him, as he says.
Yeah. Well, I'm leaving it in good hands.
Yes, absolutely. James says, perfect for me. Yeah, the West Coast people are going to be happy. The UK people, it's 2:30 a.m. for Digger. It's probably not going to be as great for Digger. But, yeah, it's...
I'll be able to get some sleep and then
right.
participate.
Right, you could take a nap and then come back.
Yeah. Hey, nap, hell, I'll have a full night's sleep by the time you finish up.
Jeez. No, I mean, I'll probably only go till like 11 because I will want to get some sleep at some point. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. The history videos will probably start next week. Had an issue filming the second video. Okay. But Tim, I really did like that. I know I commented, I think, on it. It was a history video. There's a lot of great information. So, yeah, check that out. James, thank you so much. Yeah, it is really great news on the work. I do intend to keep this channel going. I mean, obviously, I just, set all this up. But I'm probably going to go down to, at some point, I'm going to go down to probably one stream a week and go back to doing more uploads. But for now, Tim, did you put that video back up? The one with all the history stuff? Because that was a really good one. But I would like to see more of that type of video from you. I thought that was really good. But I do need to head out of here because I do have a meeting in 2 minutes. And yeah, hopefully next time you see this, we'll be a little bit further along. And maybe, I don't know if I'll get to it by Monday, but there will be a T-track layout in here someplace sooner. So my week of work is I'm doing a load-in of a TV show, and then they're doing this big event in Central Park called I think it's called like New York is Back or something like that, and I'm working that event as well. So TV show load-in and then big Central Park gig. So yeah, thank you everyone for being here, and check out Anthony's at 3:30, Vinny's at 8. I think GFW Trains might be at 7. There's a bunch of stuff going on, so please check it out along the way. And thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
See y'all.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about